Often the struggles and sacrifices members of our armed forces make on behalf of the country abroad don't end when they come back home. A new initiative now hoping to bring an end to veteran suicides by gathering together units back together on home soil to promote friendship and camaraderie and support. Joining us now to discuss this is veteran Army Sergeant Nick Armendariz. He served in the 82nd Airborne. He's also joined by the CEO of the Independence Fund, Sarah Verardo, whose husband, Michael Verardo, was severely injured serving in Afghanistan. Michael's endured over 100 surgeries since 2010. Nick, also joining us, served alongside of Michael. Thank you both so much for taking time out of this very special weekend to be with us. We really appreciate having you here. Sarah, you and Michael both have these incredible stories. Tell us a little bit about his history of service and your sort of career trajectory and how his service and recovery from that inspired you to become very active in advocating for veterans.
My husband was so proud to serve, and we were in high school during the events of September 11th. Like many war fighters of his generation, it was his call to service, and he wanted to be with the best of the best, the 82nd Airborne, and the men he served with are the best men that I've ever known. But sadly, some of them didn't return home, and more tragically than that, some of them have returned home only to lose their fight here at home. And it got to the point with Michael that we felt so blessed that he was able to come home. But one of the most difficult parts of his recovery, not only in surviving personally, but was watching his brothers, the men that he just loves more than anything on this planet, return home and struggle with these invisible demons of war. And it got to the point where the only time they were able to see each other were at funerals after they left Afghanistan. And it got to the point where my phone would ring and he would say to me, "Who died?" And we really realized that this war that was happening at home many years after Afghanistan, it weighed so deeply on our heart. And that's why the Independence Fund believes in supporting our catastrophically wounded veterans, but also all veterans who have served together in these combat units. We know there's no bond like those who have served together.
Nick, tell us a little bit about the bond. Tell us about, serving alongside Michael, other men and women that you served with in combat. Why is that experience something that you just can't share with others when you get back home?
So it's a very intimate bond that you share with these people when you're overseas or, in the positions that we were in. You fight alongside each other, you bleed alongside by each other, you become a family. And as I said, it's very intimate and it's hard to detach from that. You come back and you may have your civilian friends and stuff, but it's not quite the same. They truly become your brothers. They become more than family.
Sarah, what do you say to, there's Americans in government serving in Congress who debate these issues, but what about average Americans? Viewers like myself who are listening to you, who say, we want to get involved, we want to do something to help. Are there options? Can we get involved in this issue?
Absolutely. We would encourage everyone to visit the Independence Fund's website at independencefund.org. We'd also ask you this Memorial Day weekend to learn the stories, share them with your children, and learn about the heroes that we no longer have on Earth, but we know we have in heaven. We have the most incredible angels. Operation Resiliency was really born from family reunions that I wish we never had. Staff Sergeant Alan Thomas and, of course, Derek Hill that we had last September as we sat at these funerals for these incredible paratroopers who gave this country so much. We realized that we owe it to them as a nation to come back together.
Well, Sarah and Nick, thank you so much for sharing your stories.